Perfect. So let's start. So thank you for joining. So today we'll be talking about a subject that's very, very important for any of us in the sales department, which is efficiency. You will see we are in 2021, soon 2022, and we believe that there's way too much time spent on administrative tasks. So today we'll try to share some best practices we've seen different places and what the technology make available for us, sales rep and sales manager, to really make sure we can get the most of our people. And let's get, a phrase that I always say is salespeople are really not good data entry clerks. So that's the belief. I am consider myself in sales, so I'm not really good in doing data entry per se. So let's jump. So first, it's me, Sebastian. One of the founder of Solution Metrics. We've been around for a little more than 12 years. Myself, I studied in engineering, never really practiced as an engineer. Went into IT for a few years, and then I think with my experience I was injected the entrepreneurship. So I started a first business that didn't went very well at my early years, and then I started after Solution Metrics. So it's been a fantastic journey since about 12 years we're around. So you have in front of you a guy who studied technical field. So I'm an electrical engineer by training, by study, but actually I went rapidly into the sales and marketing. So that's what I've done in my professional career so far. And even here at Solution Metrics, being the president and the founder, I spent most of my time in sales and marketing. I'm really fascinated because I really believe in what drives me, and what I call my real pay is helping businesses fitting or covering the gap between what technology can provide them and where they are actually. So that's what I like to do. So the agenda today: a quick introduction, who's Solution Metrics, then we're going to go into what's a no-touch data entry CRM, and we're going to see some best practices. I'm going to speak about today the voice to text, the external database enrichment, the automated sales report, the email integration, the mobile app, the geolocalization, and the VoIP integration. So those are hot topic. And in past year, it costs fortune to implement, but in those days, it's very affordable to use those technologies. So just a quick introduction about ourselves. So really, Solution Metrics, the mission is delivering solution that match your need and maximize ROI. So I tend to say we're a business consulting firm, best practices, that operates in the CRM field. So a reason in order to achieve and make sure that we get the client success is we're partnered with multiple platforms. So some of you know, well, most of you know Salesforce and Dynamics and Sugar, HubSpot, and Creatio. So those are platforms that we support. So we're certified on those, and we help the customer implement those, and we help as well in the selection. Because what's better between Microsoft and Salesforce? It's a long discussion. It needs some analysis in order to do a recommendation. But knowing the best practices of and in many industries, knowing and being certified and partner with those platforms, we are able to recommend. And our strategy as well is really, our strategy to reach success is really best practices. So we're not asking the customer at the beginning. We understand that CRM is not the end goal, but achieving business goals is why of CRM. So definitely that's something that in that spirit we have our strategy. So we're all about best practices, consulting on how it should be, and then aligning the vision with what technology should be. So that's Solution Metrics. Why Solution Metrics? It's not a sales pitch, I'll go quit. So we help in procurement process of selecting the platform, the business value. So actually we will say, here's what we've seen during our 400 implementation. So you can get this value, which is very important. The technical expertise, so we have all the devs and the BA to do configuration, integration, customization, etc. So we're certified on that side as well. And as well, building a CRM roadmap, because sometimes we have some customer coming to us and say, okay, I would like to do this and that and this and that. I say, okay, no problem. But first, what's your change management plan? So we talk about the change management, and it's something we became really good at, to make sure we have a good roadmap that the company can embrace. So not implementing everything at the same time. And our implementation roster is we're a little more than 50. We have all sorts of roles, but predominantly business. So we have CRM consultant, solution architect. We have the customer success, the product owner, the BA, the sales, etc. And we have, as a team, over 100 certification internally. So let's jump in the subject. So no-touch data entry CRM. So first, few stats. So in average, we're gonna spend just in data entry alone, a rep will spend at minimum 4 hours just doing data entry. What this means is doing my notes, entering my next steps, and just doing data entry, which is, so the data entry itself is not a high value exercise that they're doing, or high value task that they're doing. It's really just entering data. So it's copying from either their mind into what they have in their head into the CRM, but it's pure data entry. So now other stats, 2/3 of rep time on average is spent on non-revenue generating activities. So running after the department that does the quotes, speaking, doing meetings that they maybe could not be part of. So the real sales activity is 35%, right? So creating a proposal is an example. Is it really a sales activity? Yes and no. Part of it, yes, part of it, no. So that would be an example of a non-revenue generating activity. So only 17 or 18%, let's round it up, spend their time on what we call a CRM flow. A CRM flow is not data entry into my CRM, but it's actually making sure that we align the strategy that's been crafted in CRM. So by being a CRM implementation firm, in your tools, depending on the persona, the industry, etc., you will have a deal flow that's been thought through. So it's not just updating my CRM, but really using and leveraging my CRM as a sales strategy. So for example, making sure that we identify the competition, identify who's an influencer versus the sponsor versus the decision maker, and articulating that's the sales strategy and next steps and around the deal. So only 18% of their time is spent toward that. So that's not high enough. So what happened in those situations is the CRM is used as a glorified Rolodex, meaning that I will populate CRM because my boss asked me to, but I'm not actually using my CRM to sell. It's a glorified Rolodex and a savvy Outlook where I have my follow-ups. So they're not leveraging the value of CRM. And unfortunately, we're engaging with people and companies, and too many times it's that case. So and there's still lots of spreadsheet going around, so a lot of Excel, and so we like Excel, not against Excel, but it's just we need to make sure that some automation. So, and we're not spending time in trying to get information that we should have already. So this is a sign of a CRM has lots of data, but no information, meaning it's not relevant enough. So we need to fill that gap in between. So here's some best practices that we've seen. So first, the voice to text, very important. So what's the voice to text is, instead of typing my notes, I dictate my notes. So for example, We all know Siri or Google Voice. So in your CRM, there's a component for that. So all the platform we spoke about, and even if you have other platforms that we don't do, like Zoho, Pipedrive, etc., they do have the connector. So if I'm about to update a deal or I'm exiting a customer and I want to give, take the notes of what happened during the meeting, I will actually, or today in today's world after the Zoom or the Teams, I will open my mobile application, open the deal in my CRM and dictate what was the meeting about, and dictate the notes and dictate the next step as well. So you use note dictation, very, very, very important. As well is there's some, and we're starting that. So we've done few mandates where actually you can dictate the action. So open, opportunity, okay, amount, 25,000, expected close date, etc., etc. So you dictate the action. So again, not perfect, but at least we're seeing some benefits in there. But definitely for the notes and the next step, very, very important. There's a thing that's very, very important. If you don't know about it, it's very important. It's something very useful, I should say. So we're gonna dictate lots of notes because when we speak, we're way faster than when we're writing. So I encourage a lot of people to do so. Sometimes reread through our notes can be long because let's say if we met 20 times the customer and we have 2-3 minutes of dictation, this will do pages of notes. So in order to save time, there's a technology, and there's many of them. You can contact us on if you look, but it's called text summarization. So it's AI that reads. So let's say I'm exiting a customer meeting, I'm dictating. Okay, we spoke about this, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna go for, let's say, 1,500 words. Between 1,000 and 200 words is the average. So at the end, what's gonna happen when I save? There's an AI that will read the text and summarize the text in 2 to 3 phrases. So normally it's not the whole, you will get, it's not perfect, but you will get the essence of what you just dictate. So when I go back and read the history of the past 20 meetings, I will get that I don't need to read the whole notes. I just need to go through the text summarization from the AI. So that's something that's very, very useful. And we'll speak about that as well on the voice over IP. So that's a AI technology that read the text and summarize the text through an AI algorithm into 1, 2, or 3 phrases. 2 to 3 is the best practice for, it can be done, but normally we try to do 2 to 3. So external database enrichment. So that's very, very important. So what does this mean? It's instead of me typing the information and data is available. So we've seen some CRM where you enter the website, so www. the web address, and then boom, it will populate you. It brings a logo in your CRM, brings the address, brings the industry, the SIC code, etc., or the NAICS code, etc. So you actually leverage the external database. So you enter 1 or 2 data points, and the external database will do the rest. So and the captured data and information with AI is in the no-touch is very important. So, and even sometimes, so when we go at the contact level, for example, so I will get the email address of a contact. From an email address, you will be surprised what we can get. First, there's systems that will go search the LinkedIn profile. Do they have a Facebook? Do they have a Twitter? Because you can search by email address for those engines, just as an example. And there's multiple sources, but just to give those 3 because they're most known. So just from the LinkedIn, if you have an email address, you will get a lot of information. So the title, the business, previous experience, how many years in business that where they studies, etc. And you bring that into your CRM. Now, just want to make a comment here. You do that but LinkedIn is very protective of the information, so you're not allowed to copy it, but you can make some links, so at least you know in your CRM what they are. But the goal is here, you don't have to retype the information. So you're not the data entry clerk, the automation is. And there's also lots of third parties. So for example, some of you may know ZoomInfo. So that would be an example of where you can complement your information from a third-party service. So, so that's also something that's connectors that exist. So the goal here is to avoid having to do data entry. Another one is not here, or it's part of the second point. It looks very, very simple when I say it, but not enough people are using it, is reading email signature. So you should have in your Outlook or Google Mail, if you're using that, a connector that reads the signature. So copy the information into your CRM. So right in the email signature, we'll get the person name, the title, the address, the phone number, stuff like this. So all the contact information is done through an email signature, so you don't have to actually retype the information. So another one, because that's we talked about it, there's a lot of time spent on that, which is creating sales reports. So we can automate that. So your CRM should be sending you by email the reports you need. So you don't spend time into creating reports, but more reading the reports. And unfortunately, too often we get the business will have lots of information, even data and information, but they don't spend time into the ritual action of what needs to be done based on the number. So example of automated sales report. So in all of our CRM, we should have a 360-degree profile of a client or a customer. So that should be generated from there, and your deals, your pipeline, your next step, what your next week look like, how much opportunity have you created in the last 30 days, and have a KPI. So actually in color coded, so you can see, and we like to do a scorecard. So a sales scorecard, normally we build that in CRM, so the data is extracted. And as you know, a sales scorecard, very simple to read, and I can know, are we on pace or not? So thumbs up, thumbs down, very, very simple. Thumbs up, thumbs down. So, and there's measures in there that are laggard, meaning they are at the beginning of, so you measure stuff before it goes wrong. So for example, in automated sales report, you will measure how much opportunities I have created in the past 30 days. Because if my sales quota is, let's say, to make it simple, 1.2 million per year, $100,000 per month. And if I'm an average closing 30% of my deal, I should be adding in my funnel at least 300K per month, right? Some month will be 400, the other month will be 200, but my average should be 300K, because I know with time I will only close 33%. So to achieve the 100%. So this is the kind of a measure that you measure up front. So you're making sure, are you creating enough pipe to eventually close those deals? So those are a measure you can have in your CRM and sales scorecard as well. There's as well, and I like the second point, which is the AI. So for a long time, AI was something very, a real, I think everyone enjoys the concept of AI. Practically what can you do in AI was something different. But now it's been democratized. So we, right now, in the tools, I don't want to go into too much detail of algorithm and machine learning and how you process your data, but it's been easy to do. You don't need a data scientist anymore for sales predictive technology. So in some field, I'm not saying we don't need data scientists anymore, but in known field, like in sales, for example, we don't need data scientists anymore. We just need to configure what's our own special sauce. It's a configuration. It's not, you don't need to redo algorithm. So an AI predictive scoring is, for example, okay, this lead, how likely it is to convert, this opportunity, how likely it is to convert. We're also seeing which in the contact as well, you know, how likely they will contribute to your deal by the analysis of the sentiment of the different email you exchange. So there's a lot of stats that the AI can help us in the prediction side. So and for sure, the thing we want to avoid as well is reps spending time to either populating Excel spreadsheet or doing some pivot table and doing some analytics. So that's not a good use of their time. If we're going now into the marketing automation, very important. So what's the marketing automation? So for years, marketing and sales were two departments. So what we're seeing, the new structure, both. It's called revenue now. The revenue officer, which is a chief revenue officer, we're seeing when you have the C-suite title, but the revenue person will be sales and marketing. It's not, they're not, you know, different. So what does it mean? The marketing automation is, well, first you have your marketing initiatives. Marketing automation connect to your CRM, so both are working together and they feed each other. So it's no more marketing gives me leads and sales says marketing is giving me not good leads, and then the marketing says the sales rep are not good because every leads I sent there, they're not able to close. So it's not in that mindset anymore. They're actually working together, same database, same tool. So for example, predictive scoring. So receive a lead, I'm talking to the lead and I'm saying, you know, it's not ready yet, too early in the their purchasing cycle. So we'll nurture the lead. So the marketing will nurture. And at some point, if, for example, that's the second bullet, the alert on behavior, person come back to the website and stay for more than 1 minute on the website, boom, I will receive an alert. So the marketing automation will give me alerts that the person came to my website, or they click 5 times into an old email that I sent a year ago, stuff like this. So those are automation that needs to be done, and lots of benefits, and avoid as well when avoiding you know, data entry and no-touch CRM. So your CRM will help you sort your leads. So for example, and I'm going to speak you know, solution matrix, what we're doing. So we receive leads, right? And we have leads. We have a database of you know, tons of leads. So we're filtering on the score that's predictive score. So our BDR here, so the person that speaks and engaged through LinkedIn and omni-channel experience, will actually start this morning by going through the one that are more likely, based on AI prediction, to respond to a CRM company like us. So that's an example, right, of me being super efficient. And the no-touch CRM. So your CRM tells you, hey, we believe that those guys are the good guys to speak with. Now, for sure, there's a lot of detail because, like I said, they went on a website or they connect with us on LinkedIn, and then they went, you know, in retargeting through Facebook. So there's a lot of things that needs to be done. But all to say, your CRM is giving you the information. So, and same thing for emails that outbound, inbound, they read it, they're not, they just opened an email you sent a month ago. So that would be an example of someone who's could be interested. So, you also get the digital profile. So that's the last bullet on this slide is I'm seeing when I'm looking at a contact or lead, a prospect, I will see for sure his business card information, and for example, the contact info, my own activities. So right, we spoke with them, we had a call, sure, and then I will see the digital profile. Did he open the email? Did he went on one site? Did he went and see some of us on LinkedIn? Did he went to or subscribe to our LinkedIn corporate profile? You know, did he left the or see on the Google My Business, Google Business, the the rating. So there's a lot of data points that you can accumulate and build this digital profile. So you can see the engagement of these leads, and for sure that drives the predictive score as well. So and then which drive the efficiency of the rep. So when we're talking about no touch, that's a really good example. So mobile app, so another very important component of the no-touch CRM. So first, log your incoming and outgoing call in one click. So when you get a call or you speak to someone and you do it through your mobile phone, there's one click normally to be done in order to archive the call, and your mobile app is intelligent enough to know that the call happened today at this time, and you spoke for 15 minutes. So, and then what you're going to do for the notes, you dictate. So it should take really minimal time in order to do so. And also, we're in the mobile apps in those days are intelligent enough to, depending on who you spoke to, there's few questions or suggestions that are there. So you will have some checkbox. Is the call was related to this or this, or and intelligence. So I'm speaking with a customer that 10 years of us, I will be prompt differently than if it's a brand new lead. So it's intelligent enough, the mobile application. And as well, on my mobile and the VoIP IP, I'll have all the sales calls that's been logged through the organization and the business. And the third one, which is super good, and we've started since a year about to do that. So depending on where you are, so as you may know, and if you don't know, I suggest that you go on Google Map and see your history of where you are, because Google knows every place you've been. So CRM, when you give the permission, also knows that. So actually, depending on where you are, it will say, okay, where you at that customer? Yes. And then it's based on, and then there's not a workflow and automation in the back, but that will program, but yes. And then depending on the type of customer, so it's just a few questions that goes in, right? So it's a personalized experience for the rep. So I open my mobile app, and then my CRM is asking me, were you at this customer? Yes. Did you discuss this or this or this? Yeah, discuss this. And then it's very intelligent in the way that the CRM prompt you. So you don't have to do data entry. It's the CRM based on where you were is guiding you through what happened during this meeting. So that's a very good approach. And we've done some customer where, for example, we have some customer in retail, and they will do a visit of their stores, and it could be many questions, right? So, and making sure as well, it's kind of we all in our businesses, I believe, have some very temporary spiff type of focus campaign that we need to push this, or making sure a customer knows about X or Y, so that can be pushed through this approach as well, making sure that our customer spoke about, or we spoke to our customer about a specific topic. So again, always in the mindset of making reps more efficient. VoIP integration. So this one I really like. So I like all of them, but those one is because for years and years it was a little, I wouldn't say complicated, but the integration were really about phone number. So it's not anymore. So first, I think the basic, you can make call directly from your CRM. So I don't dial, I'm actually, clicking the phone number. But what the technology allows right now is this soft phone that pops up is brilliant and intelligent now. So there's a generic soft phone, so can connect with the big guys, so the Avaya, the Cisco, and even the 3CX and the Asterix and those phone systems, and Broadsoft and others. So they are generic enough, and they're really driven for sales rep and call center agent. So I'm gonna actually click to dial, so it will dial, and then when it answers, it's contextual. So it will ask me what I talked about, etc. So it really saves a lot of time instead of entering the information in text box or taking notes. So again, it's intelligent enough. Another thing as well is we'll record, most of the time we'll record the discussion, and then we're gonna convert to text. So there's a voice to text that we do. And it's funny because when 2 or 3 people are speaking on a it gets pretty, and it could be a 10-minute call. And then we'll use the text summarization as well. So you have the MP3 of the conversation, you have the full text that normally people won't read, but you have the text summarization. So in that case, we'll do let's say 5 to 10 sentences. But you grasp the sense of the conversation as well. Plus, it's an intelligent soft phone as well. And the VoIP integration, we've seen VoIP system being part of the omni-channel now. So, for example, converting a chat into a phone call, stuff like this. And one of the important is the SMS as well. So we can program SMS to the VoIP integration. So actually, reminder, for example, if we have a meeting at 2 p.m. today, you will get from us an SMS saying, hi, this is Solution Metrics. Just to remind you, we have a meeting in 5 to 10 minutes. Let me know if there's anything. And then you can respond, etc. So things we can do as well. So very important. So this piece is good. Now, here's where we are with this as well. Since the pandemic and COVID time, most of the phone call has transformed into Zoom or Teams. So we've done it a few times where you invite, so you will see in your meeting, you will have an automated attendant that's there that will take notes of everything that's discussed. So what this is, it's a virtual invitee that will actually, you don't need to record the session. They will just take note of everything that says. So you can still leverage this information. It's a little different because I'm not on the phone with someone, but the prompt is a little different. You go back into your CRM and you have the same intelligence, but that's how you can as well use it in those days where we tend to more speak over Zoom or Teams than speaking on the phone or through a mobile. So that is as well there. So so to conclude, so I went rapidly. And again, about solution metrics, our value prop, and I hope that's what's been reflected through this webinar, is we really consult on the best practices, because what I just said is it looks good. You could say it looks good in theory, but how practically we can enable this in our business, that's kind of a duty of why solution metrics exist. And there's lots of business tactics as well. So we're not just technology enablers, but but more making sure we reach those strategic objectives. So we're more top-down alignment with bottom-up execution. So what we've done is help revenue growth on company. We increase client satisfaction and retention. We do more corporate-wide visibility, so data, KPI, and we also have a personalized and relevant approach. So this concludes this webinar. So thank you so much. You will be invited to one we give in, I believe Marco is there. First, let me stop there. Marco, do we have any questions on this chat?
I didn't get any for now.
Okay, perfect. So in December, we'll give a webinar on the trends of CRM in 2022. So stay tuned. You will get an invite from us. Thank you so much.